Welcome back, students. So let's move on to the next part of this story, Birth, written by A.J. Crony. In the previous video module, we have learnt that finally Andrew that he solved the dilemma by saving the life of mother, that is Mrs. Susan Morgan, that he saved her life because both were in a critical condition. They were in a need of a medical treatment or the urgent treatment, and finally he solved the dilemma that he saved the life of mother. Then he turned his attention to the listless child or the baby. He asked the midwife that where is the child. She made a frightened effort or the gesture. It means that she wanted to say that because she had placed the child under the bed, it means beneath the bed, and in a flash Andrew knelt down, and what he did, fishing amongst the sodden newspapers, that he pulled out the child. And a child, a boy perfectly formed, the limp warm body was white and soft as tallow, the cord hastily slashed. It means the description is given there. Now coming to the next part, then still that he was kneeling, looking at the listless child or that stillborn child, Andrew stared at the child with a haggard frown. So what is meant by haggard frown here? Haggard frown, it means worried and tired look, because he was also frightened looking at the condition of the child. So that's why he stared at the child with a haggard frown. The whiteness meant only one thing, and he understood. When he stared at the child, doctor understood as a doctor, whiteness, it means one sign, that is what? Asphyxia pallida. Whiteness means. Clear? Asphyxia pallida means what? An abnormal medical condition. Condition I wrote in brief here. An abnormal medical condition in a newly born baby or a child who appears pale and limp, just like a dead one. It's an abnormal medical condition in which child appears just like pale and limp. It means temporarily unable to breathe and having a slow heart action. This is what it happens in this condition when asphyxia pallida is there. Whiteness, it means he understood. Now, and his mind unnaturally felt tense, raced back to a case that he once had seen in the Samaritan. Samaritan, it's a news name of, it is given here, name of a medical journal. Samaritan. Clear? Samaritan means it is a medical journal name given there. Once he had seen the same case in that medical journal, he had read to the treatment that had been used, and now that he recalled the same treatment which had been used at that time, instantly that when he recalled that incident, that episode, instantly Andrew that he was on his feet. Then get me, and instantly he asked the midwife, what did he say? That nurse, get me hot water and the cold water. Give me hot and cold water. He threw out to the nurse. He spoke clearly to the nurse, and basins too. Quick, quick. He said to the nurse, quick, hurry up, that give me cold and hot water. But doctor, that nurse, that midwife, she hesitated and she said, but doctor, she faltered. Faltered means just like stammered. She could not speak clearly. She wanted to say something, but she stammered, her eyes on the pallid body of the child. Then what she did? Then she stared. She looked at the pallid body. P-A-L-L-I-D. Pallid means pale body, listless body without life there of the child. Quick! Once again he shouted. Snatched a blanket, then he led the child. See now, this is what the treatment is given there. Where this is what the intention of the writer A.J. Crony in this story, the way that he wants to convey the message, that every time your theoretical knowledge, the knowledge of the books, that is not useful every time there. Sometimes that your practical knowledge plus your experience, it matters. That is what given in this case now here. Now what he did, he snatched up, because in books that you will find that how to give the treatment to the different diseases here in case of different diseases. But at the 11th hour, if such is the case, if such case is coming, so how to deal with in such situation, it is not given in any book there. That is what your experience comes there, your knowledge, that practical knowledge, it matters. So then, now what he did, he snatched a blanket and he laid the child upon it and began the special method of respiration that he began then. Respiration means a breathing process, a special method giving the respiration to the child that he began. The basins arrived, hot water and the cold water which he had asked. The ewer means a large jar, container. Ewer, then the big iron kettle, frantically, it means just like feverishly, frantically, just like a mad one, within a few moments quickly, he splashed the cold water. Splashed means made noise, for example, poured. He splashed the cold water into one basin. He poured that cold water into one basin, and into the other he mixed water as hot as his hand could bear. And in the another basin that he mixed the hot water as good as his hand could bear. Then like some crazy juggler means here just like a madman, moving the child quickly from here and there, just like a crazy mad one. Crazy juggler, he hurried the child between the two. Between the two means he had two basins. In one basin cold water, another basin hot water. So what he did there, he hurried the child, moved the child between the two hot waters, sometimes icy water, cold water and then hot water. Now plunging, he plunged the child into the icy, now into the steaming bath. Now then he started his procedure there, his knowledge, practical knowledge that he started then, his experience. What he did, that he plunged the child into the cold water, and then the same procedure that he did, it means he plunged the child once again into the hot water. It means alternatively that he started cold water and hot water into the basins. So this is what this procedure that he started there. It is not given in any medical book or somewhere, that you will not find in any textbook this kind of the knowledge here. Here your common sense plus your practical knowledge, your experience, it comes here. So children, in this way we have discussed some 2 paragraphs. Now the remaining content we will continue in the next video module. Thank you, students.